at SABC, just in relating to our book feature that we have here every single weekend on Morning Love. Now remember, you can let us know some of your thoughts on the books you're currently reading, have read, or those you'd like to read. All you have to do is email, Instagram, or tweet us a picture and relevant caption of your pick of the week, must read for 2017, your current read, and the one you were hoping was going to be great but maybe turned out to be rather disappointing. Tweet us Morning Love SABC or hashtag Morning Love SABC. Instagram us using the handle at Morning Love SABC or email morninglove@sabc.co.za. We do have a couple of responses for you, so let's take a look. All right, this one says, I'm reading Destined to Reign by Pastor Joseph Prince. Read it and it will change your life forever, and stress and worries will be the things of the past in your life. And that's coming from Ben. Urisani says, I'm currently reading Mind Power. It's a very great and motivating book. Thank you. All right, another one says, happy chosen day of the God. Here attached must read book for 2017 and the Holy Bible. And that's coming through from Huchi Mashala. A tweet coming through from Queen Clady says, reading No Longer Whispering into Power, and that is by Thuli Madonsela. Tando Mahlangu says the must-read book for this week is this one, Know Your Story, Do More and Talk Less Clever. All right, another one says the book I'm currently reading is called Do More and Talk Less Clever. This is a must-read, Mzansi. Benny says, I was reluctant to read this book, but hey, it got me really captured. The book is Who Wears the Pants? All right, thank you very much for all your responses. Now, Ken Barris is a Cape Town-based award-winning author and teacher with several published novels, short stories and poetry under his belt. He's now back with yet another offering that contains a number of short stories titled The Life of Worm and Other Misconceptions, a humorous and lyrical read that combines the quotidian with surreal in an effort to make the tales resonate with the reader. Ken joins us now from our Seapoint studios in Cape Town and to tell us more about all this exciting book of his. A very good morning to you, Ken.
Good morning, Paul. Thanks for having me on the show.
Fantastic. You're welcome. Now, the book contains years and years of your work. Why release it all now in this book?
That's a good question. Because I was able to, I suppose. You know, it's terrific to have a retrospective to look back on all the writing I've done. And it possibly shows the growth of my writing, in my own opinion, and others might disagree with me. I think the stories that are newer are better than the stories that are older. So that's a good thing. I'd hate it to be the other way around. But that's just my opinion. I should be the last person who matters in this. It's the readers that count.
Talk to us about the central story in this book, the story of Worm the dog. What was the inspiration behind it? I see a lot of people have received it quite well. They find it so humorous.
Now that's funny because, let me start with that question, what was the inspiration? If I knew what the inspiration of anything was, I don't think it would be inspiration, you know. Then it would be prediction or calculation or planning or something like that. The background is that I was and still am acutely aware of being a beneficiary of apartheid. In the white suburbs, one lives with a certain amount of fear. So that's one element. Another, and anxiety, you know, the high walls and all that stuff. So I wanted to satirize that. And I was helped by the fact that I used to have a Staffordshire Bull Terrier who wasn't really as bad as Worm in the story. But he was quite a neurotic character too. So I projected my own anxieties into the story. I exaggerated them wildly just in case anybody thinks I'm really like that. And I exaggerated the dog's characteristics too.
All right, now there are a number of stories in the book, you know, from the story about the worm.
Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. I've lost my microphone. Let me put it back. Okay, I can hear you again.
All right. Now, I'm saying there are a lot of stories, number of stories in the book, from the story about, you know, the worm to the story about the couple arguing or fighting over a lampless shade. Which one of the stories are your personal favorite?
I don't think I can answer that. You know, they're written at different times from different spaces in my life. Sometimes, I think when I've just written a story, I think it's great, and then time goes by, I look back on it, and I break into a cold sweat of embarrassment. I think, how on earth could I have written that? A very difficult question to answer.
Well, right now, you are an award-winning author. Why not go with a novel this time? And why make the decision to, tell these short stories?
Because, excuse me, I have, they were collecting. I have published novels, published quite a few, and these were collecting, and then I sent them to my publisher and actually forgot about them. And then Quella came back to me as Quella Books and said they'd like to do it. I was absolutely delighted.
And seeing that you've won, awards for your previous work, do you think there's always a certain niggling pressure to outdo yourself?
Well, there's always blood on the floor after these award things where 5 people are nominated or something like that, and only 1 gets it and 4 don't. So I've also not got a number of awards that I've been shortlisted for. It's a horrible experience, actually. So I try not to think about it too much.
Now, in terms of what you'd like the readers to walk away with, the book really talks about real-life experiences, but, in a really fun, fantastical and humorous way. And I would say the world needs lots and lots of laughter at the moment. But what are other things that you would like the reader to walk away with from this book?
Well, I try to portray what's special, what's interesting in the ordinary. And the ordinary is actually a lot more bizarre than any work of art that attempts to be bizarre. South Africa has often been described as a cartoonist's dream, but it's also a writer's dream because the world is absolutely crazy. And if readers can walk away feeling slightly disturbed, not by spectacular crash-bang things, but disturbed by the ordinary realities of life, then I think I would have done a good job.
All right, thank you very much. That's author and teacher Ken Barris speaking to us about his latest book entitled The Life of a Worm and Other Misconceptions. It's a collection of short stories with a mixture of fiction and real-life stories.